You're listening to the Urban Transmit Podcast. I am Mr. Hirako, and I'm here with...
Heat God.
Dan the Magic Man.
Yo, who are these other two guys? who invited them?
I don't know. I kind of just walked in.
Dan the Magic Man?
Dan the Magic Man came in. He came in after me. I was here just looking around, smoking a cigarette outside. I seen your garage cracked, so I decided to stroll in.
So you just sneak into people's places and just do whatever you want?
Sometimes if I see an opening, I'ma slide in.
Isn't that
Interesting.
Hey.
But I can't talk about all that right now. So.
Right, no, you can't talk about all that right now.
All right, so you know what? I'm not gonna put anybody. I'm not gonna put anybody on the spot. Give us a little backstory behind you, Ace.
Me, I live right across the street from you. I've been living here since 2001, right before the tower
You
dropped.
live across the street? I had never seen this person in my life.
Me neither. I don't know him.
I don't know how y'all never see me. I always see y'all working on the cars. I be outside smoking cigarettes. I see you drive by all the time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So loud driving up this street, and I thank you for turning down that turbo. It was ridiculous. I used to hear you at like 1 o'clock from my bed.
Flying down the block.
Was that with the blown up Subaru?
Oh.
No, let's not
That
talk about my Subaru. All right, let's not do that.
You mean the one that the bumper's still sitting right there?
But I have no idea what you're talking. I don't see a bumper here. Anyway, so you know what? Since we're going on to car talk, I guess I didn't think we were gonna do this today, but whatever. You know what, Dan? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I used to live over here. I work.
Well,
over
where's
here.
over here? People don't know where that is.
They don't need to know where over here is.
So
This is Valley.
so-
This
So
is
you used to live in Long Island. Just say Long Island.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
We all live in Long Island. We
Yeah.
all live around the same area except
cool.
me.
All right.
But I work in a mechanic shop around here. It's a pretty cool place to work.
I love around here though. Around here is so quiet, it's docile, it's away from everybody. You know why I use the word docile?
Why?
I look it up first. Before I start, explaining what docile is.
He said I googled it.
I googled it first.
It was
I
Googled.
Like, yo, docile, because it's one of those areas where it's really cool if you know what you're doing and you know the people enough to stay out their way, let them live their lives.
Yeah, but then you got those kids over here that just love to get in everybody's
And
business.
that's why I use the word docile, because a lot of people over here, they still do what they want. They're not respectful. They see you in the morning. They don't wave and say hello, good morning.
It's not how it used to be.
It's not.
No, well, coming from a suburban standpoint, do you believe that a lot of people, they're thinking, well, people moving in from all these other areas, all the boroughs, pretty much, they're going, well, all these people are moving in. I don't like them here, so it's not the way it used to. It's too rowdy. There's too many gunshots.
I got something to say about that.
They brought the gunshots with them.
Ever since they started moving in,
Who's they? No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. No. Okay, so it's so I guess more people started moving in.
Migrating from the city to the suburbs.
Uh-huh.
I've had multiple things stolen out of my backyard. When I was younger, you could just leave your bicycle in the backyard, not locked up or anything. Years later, now things just get stolen out of your yard. I've had both of my garages broken into. They stole 2 dirt bikes from my garage, and they stole my little brother's BMX bike that he spent $1,500 on.
Jeez,
Luckily,
wow.
we got everything back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, through Craigslist, huh?
You got it back through Craigslist?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you don't know people sell things on Craigslist.
Listen to this story. When the dirt bike got stolen, we only got one of them back. But the one we got back was mine, and we found it on Craigslist. And my uncle is a Nassau County BSO officer. For those of y'all who don't know what BSO is, it's pretty much SWAT team.
So pretty much you got the connect, is what you're saying.
Yeah, we set
All
up
right,
a
cool.
sting operation. We show up.
The plug,
The
if
kid
you will.
comes over on the bike. He says it's not running right. My little brother sits on the bike, and immediately cops roll up on him, undercovers, everything, slap cuffs on his wrist, threw him in the back of the truck, and this is legitimately a quote of what I'm saying. They said, "You have the right to shut the fuck up."
Interesting.
That was a nice remix of the
He said, "No, we don't. You don't got Mirandas around here. We got whatever we feel like it."
Wow, we like.
Yeah, man. The cops are on a whole nother level if you haven't realized.
So this is what happened when we got the bike back. The reason it wasn't running right was because it was a 4-stroke and some dumbass put 2-stroke gas in it.
Idiot.
Wow.
That was smart.
2-stroke gas is with like a mixture of gasoline and oil.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I don't know.
Yeah. Just to say the difference. You know.
I think cops are generally nice people. I just think you happen to get them on an off. So what happened? Oh, is my yeah. No, sorry. No, we're having a little technical difficulties, guys. Don't worry. But no.
Yeah.
I just think like in general, like cops are actually like they're actual people, you know. But I feel like we might encounter them on like a really bad time or something.
But when's a good time though? You know, really.
Yeah,
like,
when
when's
is a good
when's
time?
a good
Because
time for them to not beat my
I
face in?
understand. I understand they're only trying to do their job, but when they literally single you out like they have done to me. I used to work at the King Cullen on Peninsula Boulevard, and I would leave the same way every single night. About a month after I started working there, I used to have a red Honda Prelude. It was like 2 inches off the ground. Slammed everything. Car was sick. But this one Limerick cop kept singling me out, pulling me over 3 times in a row. Finally, he gave me a ticket for speeding, which I was not.
Did you ever fart can exhaust?
I didn't have an exhaust. All I had was an intake on the car. I had a stock exhaust.
Wow, he was very restrained on that one.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I had an AEM short ram intake. That's all I put on that car. Besides the $750 Megan racing coils.
Ooh. Well, that's pretty cheap. Megans are cheap?
They were cheap for the car. Because I could have went BC or something else.
Yeah, aren't Megan's basically like pretty much?
They're like a step above
They
race
were good. They weren't fully adjustable, but they were adjustable enough. They had adjustable dampening and I could fuck with the spring rate. So
Were they comfortable?
Suspension.
I did not care. The car sat 2 inches off the ground. Did you think I was caring about drivability?
Hell no.
No.
Dude, I used to wear Vans all the time. You could not fit your foot underneath the car.
No, okay.
Hands are low.
Yeah, Vans are nice. Anyway,
So, let me ask you a quick question, Dan.
Yo,
Do you like video games? Are you a video game guy?
I used to play video games a lot, and now I just do not find joy in playing them anymore. Unless I find a game I really like, I'll play the shit out of it for a week or two, and then I put it down and never touch it again.
Now, why? Is there a specific reason why, or you just...
I do not know why. I find interest more in going out and experiencing the world rather than... Even though I don't have money to go experience the world, I'd rather go sit outside and listen to the birds chirp than sit
You know what?
inside and play video games.
Give this man a round of applause.
You know what? I spent way too much of my childhood inside playing video games, and I regret the lost time I've had.
This is true.
You know,
Just-
when,
damn, well,
when I
damn.
first graduated high school, I didn't play video games that whole summer. Every morning I went for a 16-mile bike ride.
keep in mind.
I remember the days where you could actually go outside, ride your bike, pull up to your friends, and be like, "What up? Where we at today?"
What are
Without
we doing?
random
We're hanging
people-
out outside?
Hanging
Yeah.
out outside.
I remember those.
Without random people walking up to you trying to steal your shit.
Exactly.
No, actually, I remember back in the elementary school. I guess because I wasn't considered part of the cool kids or something. They made like a.
Wait, you're a cool kid?
No, I wasn't considered part.
So wait up.
When did this happen?
That was what I was getting at.
Let's not.
Yeet, are you cool?
Nah.
No, but seriously
But,
though. So yeah, finish.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
like I guess the cooler kids of the grades or whatever, they made a like bike gang or whatever, and they called themselves the Yakuza Gangsters.
All right, let's take a moment of silence for this tomfoolery. Yakuza
If
gang.
you're
Yeah, let's
listening,
pray.
you know who you are.
Our heavenly Father, please help these children and hope that they grow up to be, respectful, substantial decent parts of society. Let's hope that they're not scumbags.
Gibson
'cause-
gang, woo woo.
Wow,
Oh, gosh.
Gibson gang.
Honestly, I have
Jesus.
a kind of relatable story.
Amen.
When I was in elementary school,
Right.
I remember Power Rangers was the new thing.
Were they
Oh,
called
yeah.
Mafia? Oh, sorry.
No, it was just a regular.
Nah, in
Mighty
my
Morphin
elementary school,
Power
we
Rangers.
fuck with
It was
Beyblades.
a line.
Beyblades?
They weren't even out yet. You know.
Oh yeah,
We were-
yeah, because we're substantially older than you guys. So yeah.
I'm an old doo-doo fart stink.
Oh yeah, you're older than me, so there's that.
Yeah, so
Are you?
so-
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll be 34 in May, man.
Oh, whoa,
Holy
we're getting
God.
real
So I could
too
go- I
forward
could
about our
go
ages
real
right
far
now.
back.
It's
Shoot. What was Power Rangers like? What, 25 years old, if more? Than that?
That's true. Yeah.
I remember watching Power Rangers in elementary school though. It just wasn't the thing. Kids didn't really like it that
Nah,
much.
We went hard. Like
I understand your generation.
Yeah,
But 10 years later.
When it just came out, it was just on some, yo, I want to be the Red Ranger, and then the Green Ranger came out.
The Green Ranger
Then he
came out.
transformed to the White
Oh,
Ranger,
my
and
God.
it
Oh,
was like,
yeah, the White Ranger,
you
yo.
wanted that White Ranger
Yeah.
so hard.
Yeah.
But he was so unattainable. Like, how did he even go from green
So
to
out
red?
of all the Power Rangers and all the generations of Power Rangers or whatever, who was the white one like the best one? Like
The white one,
He was the
he
master.
became the G. Like he
Yeah,
became
the G.
because here's the thing. You got Power Rangers, right? You got the 5 major guys. They all cool, right? They all know each other. They all are part of a team. You got this one guy that just come out of nowhere.
This little-
Wait, hold on. You not a part of our clique, but yet you a ranger? How did
How?
that happen?
You didn't need
And why
someone
you so cool and how you just defeated all of us, fam?
by yourself?
By yourself.
And
Like,
why your weapon's so much cooler?
yeah. Why you got a dragon
He
sword,
had a
B?
dragon sword. Like, he
Well,
would-
hold on. You got a flute? I never seen a flute more cooler than that in my entire life.
And his dragon sword came out the water. So everybody started clicking up like, yo, I want to be this
I want to be the Green Ranger, but
Yeah.
ain't nobody want to be
nobody
anybody
wanna be-
else.
Exactly.
I bet you guys mess with Pogs too.
Nah, ain't nobody messing with Pogs. Maybe a Tamagotchi or something, but
Tamagotchi was still around.
when you guys,
What was the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
one?
Oh, you guys remember when they had like the Nintendogs?
Oh,
Yes, I remember the
Nintendogs was on
Nintendogs,
DS.
but
I love that.
I never
I
got
wonder
my
how many
hand
of mine
on
are
one.
neglected.
Wait, what?
The other one was a Gigapet. That's what.
Okay, the
The
Gigapet.
Gigapet.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Gigapets
that
is
was
pretty
like
much the same thing as
biggest
a
rival to the
Tamagotchi. Yeah.
Was that the one where like you had like the little figure and like you put it in the thing and then it came out? Or no, am I thinking about something else?
You're probably thinking about that new thing that Nintendo has that they put the amiibos.
No, but this is
But
like back when I
going
was
back
in
years,
elementary
I know what
school.
you're talking about.
Yeah, I think I know exactly what you're
Something,
talking about.
but I forget what it was called. But the Gigapet was like, it was still just one of a Tamagotchi electronic button press
Yeah.
take care of your pet thing. But shoot,
I killed my older brother's Tamagotchi.
I used to toss them things. What is the use of this?
Dude, I could never. I played it with them. I was like, dude, I can't.
Now you're just hanging on your backpack to make sure
It's
everyone
cooler,
knows
yeah.
that you know what it is,
Right.
Well, I mean,
even though you really don't know what it is.
I mean, the thing is, those have basically transferred into today is like it's like Pokemon Go.
pretty
Like, that's what it is.
People
today.
still play that.
Yeah, people still play that.
Believe
it's
it or
as
not,
popular
it's
as
not-
it was this
yeah.
last summer, but people still play that.
Yo, I remember when that game first came out. You could walk through the park and nobody would mess with you because everyone's playing the same game, and
Yo,
everyone's like, "Yo, where's the Pokemon at?"
Listen, you heard about people back in the day getting murdered and I'm sorry to say this, raped in Hendrickson Park or in
Yo,
the state park.
Back in the
Because
day,
you
the
would buy
KKK used to have
yourself
rallies in
Yeah.
Hendrickson Park.
Yeah.
Even if you were with somebody.
Then,
because-
dude, I never been to Hendrickson Park at 11 p.m. at night to
And
see
everyone's
more
messing with each
people,
other.
more people than during the day in the
social
park.
life.
And then no one's being
Social.
mean to each other at all. They're all just playing around. I mean, the most you see is like, "Oh, fuck you, blue team. We're gonna go steal that gym."
Exactly.
But even going beyond that, it was kind of like when you saw the crews come together, the yellow team, the red team, the blue team. Everybody was always so quiet because
Yeah.
they were focused on their phone.
It's not like we were disturbing anyone or anything. Even the public safety and police would come by and be like, "Oh, you guys are just playing? All right, have fun. Enjoy."
Yeah.
So the question I want to ask about all this now is, do you think Pokemon Go was was it a good thing or was it a bad thing?
It's a good thing. It brought a lot of people that would have never met together. But
100%.
Then again, it kind of was also a bad thing.
How so?
People got hurt playing the game, and I mean just walking into the street and things like that. You know, there's people riding bikes through the park, and you got kids walking down staring at their phone trying to catch Pokemon. Like, they're walking into other people.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know,
That-
especially you got little kids on bicycles. They don't know self-awareness. They don't know that they could move out of your way. You need to move out of their way.
Yo,
Speaking about awareness, though,
go for it.
yo, my spatial awareness sometimes gets flipped so hard.
mhm.
Like, you know, when you're trying to direct somebody and be like, yo, take this left. Sometimes. if
And then
I'm
you
holding
realize you
my-
gave them the wrong direction.
Sometimes if I'm holding my phone, I'll be pointing left and say right.
That's funny.
I'll be looking directly at the. It literally says.
Just be like Daniel
go right
Tosh,
on
point with 4
GPS,
fingers.
And I'll be like, yo, take this right.
Take this.
And he'd be like, right.
Dude, you're pointing left, bro. Like,
Yeah,
what the hell's
so
going on?
This sometimes even with,
Well, when you're orientated at the phone and the phone is looking in a different direction, you'd be
Yeah.
looking at a map, north, east, south, and west, and you could be facing south, but the map's always going to be orientated in north.
True, this is true. Well, like back to you, what you were saying. Do we think it's a good thing or not?
Yeah.
My thought process on it is I think it was the greatest balance between being able to play a game and getting as much possible exercise as physically possible. Because you don't know how many times you'd just be sitting there. I'd be slumped in front of a game for like 8 hours straight and then realize, yo, where did the sun go?
Not only that, now my back hurts, my butt hurts, I'm hungry, I haven't eaten all day, and now I'm going to be up till 3 o'clock in the morning shoving food in my face.
Exactly.
I remember when it came out and I put the app on my phone. I said, you know what? Let me go catch some.
Yo, you know how many times a rare Pokemon show up and people run? They sprint.
I never saw a real Pokemon when I played, but I tell you, when I first got the app, I used to leave my house and just walk around this entire neighborhood
Yeah.
for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours, max. Like just
Maybe it's just 'cause I'm a lazy piece of crap. But I tried it. I downloaded it for maybe like a week or two, and then I never left my house and did anything. So maybe that's just my take on
Well,
it.
it depends on if you have the right house. Sometimes Pokemon will come to your window.
I used to have Pokemon.
I guess my house is like the. Haunted
I used to be able to
Mansion.
catch Bulbasaur's, Charmanders, and Squirtles right by my house.
I think I don't know. Was like your phone GPS like it worked well around here? For me, sometimes like it was bugging out around here.
Yeah, honestly, sometimes
It also had to do with the
talking about-
servers for the game.
Yeah, the servers were new.
Because-
but I remember my backyard, for instance, used to just have a bunch of gas leak between where my backyard
You went a
ended,
haunted place.
where my backyard ended to the house on the other corner. It was just a bunch of gas leak, and I could never catch it. And I used to always wonder what's up with this one gas leak.
Well, they're ghosts, so you can't catch ghosts.
right, and that's what used to trip me out.
But-
I used to
Is
walk
that
around.
actually what it is?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're a
I
lot
didn't-
harder to catch.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
so I used to always
They'll straight up disappear.
Walk around, see the gas leak, try to catch it, it disappeared off the map. So I say, okay, fine, let me go catch some other Pokemon. So I take a walk around the neighborhood. By the time I get back, I'm expecting that Ghastly to be there. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not.
Right,
So,
you know, somebody gets a little hungry and it is for a night or something.
right.
That's
so
true.
It was a nice setup, but
I think.
I remember when I caught my first Ponyta, yo, I was bugging.
Oh, Ponyta.
Ponyta, Jesus. I had a Ninetales once.
Lucky you.
Yeah, in Pokemon Go. I love that.
Oh, you remember
Ninetales,
what was it,
Vulpix,
the
and some other
Vaporeon
thing, yeah.
glitch was the most powerful
Oh,
Pokemon
yeah,
in the
yeah.
game?
which one?
Vaporeon.
Oh yeah,
Yo, I got a Snorlax out of an egg, and I just destroyed people in gyms, man.
That's true.
So,
he became a gym leader, right?
wait. Because
He
again,
became
because
a gym leader.
sorry.
Yeah, you could.
Anyway, nah, go ahead.
No, I was saying because I literally played it for like a week and throughout the week I turned it on maybe
Oh yeah,
once.
definitely. I got bored with it.
Yeah, I don't
How
play.
did-
I don't even turn it on.
How
anymore.
did the whole? How did it work when you fight another person?
Well, you
what
don't.
was the thing?
That wasn't in the game when it first came out.
Yeah, there was no.
You could only go to the gym, and it's not like you could fight them. You have to fight the computer.
the
as
computer.
them.
There was no 1v1.
So what was it like fighting? Like, was
Basically
like
to-
regular Pokemon?
Basically, to do
Yeah,
the gym,
yeah.
to
Pretty
fight at the gym, you had to be able to fight the strongest gym Pokemon there was, and it was that person's Pokemon.
Oh,
So if that person won that gym,
Uh-huh.
you have to now beat that person.
Yo, it would stuck
Yeah.
when they'd stack them with like 6 powerful Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All like 1,000 plus.
5 of his
Yeah.
so
Executor.
but, like, the actual battle is like standard Pokemon. Like you have 4 moves and you press a
No.
tackle.
No.
it's
You
not.
literally just tap the screen and it does one attack.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you could dodge and things like that, but there's no point in dodging if your power level's that high. You just keep attacking, because even if your power level's high, if you're dodging, most likely you're still gonna get hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But I
You're
don't
better off just dealing the damage while you can.
know. I think the idea is really cool. Like it was a really cool thing. But you remember how like Google was like making like those Google glasses or whatever? I'm not sure where they are on
Yeah, they
those
never
things.
came out with them.
Sorry.
They're on your phone now.
Well, no, but I'm saying no.
But
So wait, were you saying his Google's listening on his phone right now?
No.
Not
When
even that
he said he
not
saw
even that Google's listening, but the idea of the whole
augmented reality.
that-
That's
Yeah.
what he
Oh
saw.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now they're implemented in the phone itself.
Isn't
Yeah.
that the same thing with phones and laptops too? Isn't technically Windows have the mixed reality thing because it's kind of the same thing? I think roughly.
I think so.
Yeah, Windows is doing a.
I'm not
mixed
too
reality.
familiar with Windows
Yeah.
ever since I
Because
stopped.
even like I got I have both PlayStation and I have the the new Xbox, the
Mhm.
X, Project
Right.
Scorpio.
Oh,
Mm.
you bought that one.
Oh, you
You
did?
bought? You finally bought it?
Sick.
I had it the day it came out, November 8th.
Oh, that was what was sitting on the. Okay, all right,
Yeah,
cool.
you
Is that-
seen it.
is
Yeah,
that the
I
one-
didn't know. I didn't know that's what it
No,
was.
That's the one
it
that's
didn't
supposed to
even-
be VR compatible, right?
Yeah, and it didn't even show up because I literally waited in my house all day for it. I was like, "Yo, three UPS trucks came by, and I was like, "Yo, you got my package?" No, and they left. You got my package? No. The last one came. I was like,
You don't got my package, do you?
"Yeah." And he was like, "You mean this?"
please?
I was like, "Oh my, thanks." So, but that mixer setup. There's an app for the mixer, and you can pretty much, like, if you have a smart TV, 4K, whatever, you can literally have a Connect without the Connect.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So because the screens have their
Cameras in it, yeah. Like
So
every
all
TV
the
now has a
AR
camera. In it.
technology, they've implemented it into phones and the games and everything around us, and that's what kind of happened to the neighborhood with Pokemon Go.
Yeah, everyone's pretty much just staying inside now because they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
They have the mixed reality stuff now, so they can just stay in the crib and not.
Yeah, well, it was the coolest thing ever when it first
When
came
it
out.
first dropped, yeah. I
But
remember
it
playing
was really, with the augmented reality, was really buggy sometimes.
At
True.
first, yeah. Even I remember, like, when I got the Xbox, I was like, all right, cool. I could get the Connect without the Connect. Cool, and setting it up, and you don't know that you're using it, but you are. Like, it's like even the phone now. I don't.
Wait,
know.
You could be like Xbox
wear
Pornhub.
or no, you don't wear anything. What?
I don't wear a thing. It's because the TV has the camera in it. It gives you the feeling of being in the augmented reality. It gives you the feeling of having the glasses on without having glasses on. That's what I love about.
Wait, but even if you look to your peripherals, you can still see that you're not in that world, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
that's what the mixer is. That's what the mixer is. When
I need
you're
to
looking
try
at the
this.
screen, you know you're in the game. You know you're experiencing what the game is doing. Gran Turismo, that has
Yes.
PlayStation VR.
Do you saw the spot that they did on Instagram? They had like a quick commercial of it.
Nah.
They had a driver race on one of the tracks, an actual driver race on one of the tracks, and then they also had a guy playing the game on the same track to beat his time. And I was just like, and it was like he was driving on the track.
But
Yeah.
but that setup is in the game itself.
True.
Like when you're racing time trials, if
Yeah.
you're racing, you're trying to beat a time. You'll play it the first time. You don't beat it, fine. You'll do it. You'll restart.
That's
When
pretty
you're
cool.
Back on the line, you will see your car from the last race on screen with you.
Mm.
So you're trying.
Oh, is
So
that like
you-
a ghost thing? Yeah, you're trying to beat the ghost. Gotcha.
basically.
Okay.
But because you're trying to beat the ghost, you realize ain't nobody really in this car. You're just trying to beat the time. You're still focusing on the ghost because you see the car.
Yeah.
But it helps you beat your time at some point. You
True.
see how the ghost moves and you say, okay, I messed up here. Cool. Because it's that mixed reality, you actually see what you did and you doing it all over. You see what you did before the first time and you increasing the output in real time.
That's crazy.
So it's
That is
Technology,
pretty cool.
man.
I-
Technology's
right
on the
now,
next level thing, yeah.
Even right now, like the podcasting, like
Yeah, technology is on the rise until we get into this war that's about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
But let's not get into that.
Oh, are we talking about Trump?
No, let's not get into that.
We can save that for another time.
only I could talk about that, and I'm not talking.
Wait, why can you be the only one to talk about it? You want to explain? You want to just divulge some information?
If I divulge some information, which I don't mind,
Let's try not to get too conspiracy theory-ish.
no
Okay.
conspiracy.
Okay, wait, okay.
No,
I don't want to have to. I don't want to have to break out the X Files theme. Insert X Files theme here.
Sorry.
So on Facebook, I linked it to my Gmail.
Mm.
My Gmail, I set it up and I have my my picture as the official president seal.
Okay.
So it's the gold symbol. It looks. So on Facebook, I turned all of my ad settings. I turned it off. I don't see what everybody else does. That's why when
Good old Zuck.
You know what I mean? You're talking about, yo, I gotta pay you for the same feature. He's like, yeah.
I'm like,
But
no.
it's not true because I did the same thing he did.
Yeah.
I got my thing on public. I interact with people.
Right.
When I choose to, I do. When I don't feel like it, get off my feet. You know, I just know that what Zuckerberg is doing, everybody else can do if they figure out how to do it themselves. So that's the only way I can really talk about that without getting too. Because I be at on Twitter, I go in on Trump. Yo, the real Donald Trump, what up, man? It's Mr. I 2020. I'm see you at the debates, and we gonna talk.
This is true. Jeez. Also, that wasn't that bad.
All right, so
yeah.
on to another subject.
Yeah. Anything you want to talk about?
You want to go back to games again?
Actually, no. I do want to talk about the Pokemon Go again. Basically, we were talking about if it was a good thing, and I never got to touch upon the fact of how it could be a bad thing.
Yeah.
So people, a lot of the times, me watching, like, I used to hang out with like a couple random people, but I used to watch people either ride bicycles and play at the same time. Which is what what you mentioned before.
That's the only way I would hatch eggs, but I would never try to catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people wreck their
Drive.
bikes and shit.
There you go.
Drive, and that's the point I was getting
but
at.
then they fixed that.
They fixed that? You
They
sure?
fixed
You
it.
sure?
They eventually fixed
Okay.
it, but the thing is, you could still find your way around it because you could just be like, I'm a passenger.
Like 100%.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's the thing too. People would do that a lot. People would be driving 5 miles an hour, so it looks like you're riding a bike, and
Your eggs
or 10
wouldn't
miles.
hatch once you're going too fast. Though.
Yeah.
I guess you can't get your mock bike on.
Shout out to old school Pokemon.
What was the other one?
Old bike?
Acro bike? No, well, no, there was
You're
old
talking
bike.
about. You're
I'm
talking about like after
Sapphire
after Johto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what was Hoenn from like Hoenn on?
Oh,
Which one was your favorites?
original man. Yeah. Is that Kanto area? Kanto, yeah.
My favorite Pokemon game that I actually played religiously, which someone stole my DS and
Don't say
erased my
Pokemon Stadium.
profile,
Okay.
was Sapphire.
Thought he was
Sapphire,
gonna-
right?
I love Sapphire so much. I loved it so much that I had every single Pokemon in the game, and I was never one to do that. I just wanted to play the game to beat it. But I actually had everything. I traded religiously with people. I ended up with a Deoxys.
Whoa, what?
Making
I have no idea who Deoxys is.
Do you really know?
No, because I really stopped after 200 and something.
Really?
Yeah, like Johto area is where I stopped. Yeah.
I had the Deoxys in defense mode too, which was the best one you could get.
Sun and Moon irk me because I don't
no.
really
So
care.
here's the thing. I stopped playing after the one with Sinnoh, the one that had like Luke, not Lugia, Palkia and
Palkia and
Dialga or
Dialga.
whatever.
I still wanted to play, but that
Yeah,
kid
they got
stealing
me.
my DS and erasing my profile really messed with me, dude. Who? No, it wasn't who
Yeah.
kept doing it. I was hanging out with one of my friends, and he ended up. Okay, now he's a drug addict, and I ran into him the other day, poked him in the back, and said, "Yo, what up?" And he said, "Oh, my bad," and ran off. And the last time I saw him before that, he was sitting in front of Dunkin' Donuts picking up cigarette butts off the ground. So I'm glad that kid ain't in my life no more.
Exactly. Good.
But
you don't need those kind of people in your life.
He
Chill
stole
with
that shit from my house. I went over his house the next week. I found it in one of his drawers. I opened it, and I just took it and left. Did not say a word to him. Stopped talking to him right then and there. But he erased everything, and I was so heartbroken. I never even played another Pokemon game until Pokemon Go came out. Dude, I was hurt.
Yeah, no, honestly, so Hiraka.
Yeah, what's up?
I don't know how you guys take it. I think they were still good up until even Sinnoh. I think they were
Sinnoh
still
is which game exactly?
Diamond, Pearl, Platinum.
I think I played Diamond. Which one were remakes of Gold?
That was Heart Gold and Soul Silver, which I was about to touch at. I put so many hours to that game.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But no. So whatchamacallit? Yeah, no. I really think that it was good up until then. But then after that, it's like they had like what 400 something at that point, right?
Mhm.
And then it just now they got Sun and Moon.
Was it like
and-
600 now or
I don't know.
650,
I think
7?
it's like almost like 700 or something
Yeah.
like that now. But like I mean I haven't really looked into it anymore. But like I saw like they had like ice cream and like they were like ice cream was a Pokemon.
When
I
did
was
the
like,
Mega Evolutions come into play?
That came
was-
in. That was after Diamond Pearl.
Yeah.
I think maybe like Black and White.
Because
I think
I took one of my older brother's games and I tried to get into it then, but I just could not. After not playing it for a couple years, I could not get back into it.
So
I don't have time to waste on
right.
that.
So around what year was it? I think it was like 2012, 2011, or maybe 2010 when Heart Gold Soul Silver came out.
Yeah.
I remember it was all even in high school, right? All the cool kids who were, like you don't think
Cool
that they play
kids.
Pokemon. All of a sudden, they got their DS. And remember when they had like a little walkathon thing or whatever they had?
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was a little like. I forgot
It was called a Pokewalker, I think it was, right? But like it was like a what's that thing that you put on you and like it tells you how many steps you have?
Oh, it's
A
like
pedometer?
no,
yeah,
what's it
there you
called?
go. It was one of
A
those.
pedometer?
Pedometer, yeah,
Yeah,
pedometer.
yeah. So like you would like transfer whatever Pokemon you want onto it, and then as you take steps, like it trained the Pokemon, right? So basically, in a way, it's kind of like what Pokemon Go was in a way.
I wish everyone could see my face right now.
Actually, so
What?
I kind of really wanted one of those things for
I
Pokemon
kind of
Go.
would too.
But then
saw
I
it.
realized how much it was and how much I was not willing to spend on it.
Wait, what do you mean? It was
That's how they get
the
you.
regular game was like $45.
No,
Your
he's talking
point?
about the extra accessories on.
No, but you're making it seem like it was as if it was like more expensive just for that.
I'm not willing to spend $45
yeah,
on that.
but I'm just saying. Okay.
But I'm talking about the actual thing for Pokemon Go.
Oh, you talking about that thing?
Yeah,
Oh, I
the
just
thing that
thought
would
it was-
allow you to
okay,
catch
okay,
Pokemon
got
without
it.
even playing. It would just buzz and you could just press the button and catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I could not see myself spending any more money on these games when I could not find an interest in them.
Yeah. But no. So actually, after the Heart Gold Soul Silver, I was like, nah. After they remade the third generation, I think it was, or second generation.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna do it. But then they remade Sapphire and what was the other one? Sapphire and Ruby, right?
Yeah.
And I actually recently played, maybe about a year ago, I borrowed my friend's DS and I was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna go buy Alpha Sapphire, bro. I just think like those games were really good and like they updated with like really good graphics now and they added a couple of new stuff, but it wasn't like really out of nowhere. I just think that they did a really good job on that one. I don't want to tell you how many hours I put on, but it's more than 100 hours.
Man,
I put it in that game.
100 and
So-
Pokemon,
Yo, that's like Modern Warfare 2 back in the day.
Well, Modern Warfare, I put so much hours into that game. And one bit
Yeah, I
gets me
never
pissed.
prestiged in that.
You never prestige?
And no.
Yo,
On
1v1 me quick
purpose.
scopes on Rust.
On purpose. Yeah, me too.
55.
Yeah, 55 and I just stayed. I was like, why am I gonna lose all these guns for what?
I started
To prestige to get another badge? No,
Yeah,
I would have been like 7 prestige. Or at least 8
it was
prestige.
another badge and you get like more slots, like custom slots,
Yeah.
right?
I'm good.
Yeah, but what for? All you need is 4.
I know. I'm just,
Like, what are you prestiging for?
First of all, you get good with a gun, you get good with it. You use that, and that's it.
Yeah. What was my gun? Fall? Fall.
Dude, the FAO was a
Fall,
beast.
Fall was my gun in that game.
Especially when you had modded controllers.
Yeah, modded controller. There you
Yo.
go.
Hate y'all and y'all mods.
Yo, I didn't need a modded controller. I
Me
just
neither.
freaking pulled the trigger mad quick.
Me neither.
I would always beat kids with mods, too.
Just people
I
you
know.
play against.
Dude, one of our friends made a modded controller, and I bought it off of him, and it worked pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
Until they fixed it and patched it to where even if you pull the trigger a little bit too fast, your gun would stop shooting. And that really kind of broke my heart.
It did used to irk me when I would get killed from a guy with a modded controller. I'd be like, dude,
It
why?
irked me when I got killed across the map with a model 1887.
Yes. Yes.
Shotgun?
Yes, that's the
Yes,
pump.
it's a shotgun.
It's the pump action
No,
shotgun.
it's a lever
that-
action.
Lever, right? That
It's
would
the lever
flip.
action
It would-
shotgun.
It would flip when you load it.
And dude, you
That's- and that's
akimbo
why I
models
stopped
just
playing.
boom
Yeah.
across the
I stopped
map.
playing
Done.
Call of Duty so much because
Yeah, but after they fixed all that, the
kept
game
getting
still
my
went
head
fun.
cracked
But
in
see-
NYC. Shout out to Amir, man. Head Crack NYC. If you don't know, check his site out, man. He got some hoodies. I'm wearing this Escobar joint.
Which is kind of fly, by the way.
You know,
Word, I was peeping on
What's
that.
what's it called again?
Escobar.
Escobar.
And then what's the website?
Plug, the site is called headcrack.nyc.
All right, cool.
I think I've heard
I might
about
put
that
in. I'm
before.
gonna put it in the links in the description.
Yeah, definitely check him out. He got nice hats. He got some hoodies, tees. All his products come with a
Bart Simpson is Pablo Escobar with the
Word.
money in it.
Money in a cigar.
Sponsor us.
Sponsor us. Yeah, sponsor us.
If you
Give us
listen-
money for
if you
talking
listen,
about you. We'll do it more
Amir,
often.
Check us out. We at Urban Transmit.
Ooh.
You can find us on SoundCloud right now.
SoundCloud. We're on Facebook. We have the Instagram, but no one's been handling that.
Someone's working
Oh.
on that.
Oh,
Nah, but it's
That's
cool.
why we choose not to call Yeet the god.
Yeah. Hey. Just yeet.
Damn it. I've
So-
been demoted.
So, is there any games that you guys are looking forward to coming out in the next quarter or whatever?
The last game I was looking forward to coming out was Forza 7. I got it, played it, stopped playing it.
I stopped playing it too.
I don't play Forza. I have an issue against Forza, even though there's one Forza
Why
I
do
do
you
like.
have an issue against Forza?
I'm
Yeah,
I'm a Gran Turismo man, boy.
I feel you. I could never get into Gran Turismo. They had no clutch.
Yeah.
Nah.
What are you talking about?
On PS3 that I had it never had a clutch.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't play the.
Yeah, there was an up and down shift lever. Yeah, it was like
I
paddle
hated that.
shifting. Yeah.
I hated that.
It was the best thing you can
I
do,
skipped that. I skipped
as
that.
opposed to just automatic. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
was
but
just saying,
Forza with the shifter, bro.
Right.
So that's why when I started playing sport, I was decently surprised on how good it was.
I haven't played sport yet. I just started playing Gran Turismo 4 again because I got an emulator. So I started playing
Yo,
it.
Gran
We might
Turismo
play it
4,
later.
even though it didn't have the shifter I wanted, oh man, I still raced around in the shifter cart all day.
Yeah.
That was the best time I ever had
great.
playing a
I don't
racing
know, I
game.
think me, get back to the question.
Yeah.
I don't really play games too much anymore.
Mhm.
But the last game I really looked forward to was actually a remake, and it was actually the Skyrim remastered.
Yes. Yeah, you are a Skyrim guy.
I'm a huge Skyrim fan. All I know is that I had never played the game, any of the Elder Scrolls at all, right?
Mhm.
And then I was like, this is during high school, and
I'm the
feel
same
like-
exact way as you
Yeah.
on that. On that.
I had a
feeling.
friend, and I was like, "Hey, like you have Skyrim, right?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Can I borrow it? I want to play it. I want to see what it's like." I borrowed it. He gave it to me for like a week. I kept that thing for like a month.
Sound like my.
You ain't never giving it back.
Right? It was.
Oh,
just...
wow.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we had a man's that borrowed. What was it? Snake Eater, Metal Gear Snake. Shout out to Metal Gear
Good
Snake
game,
Eater.
man.
Shout out to Hideo Kojima. Shout out to him. God, man, I'm messing up this guy's name. He is a god.
Death
Yeah.
Stranding.
Death Strand. I
it's
want to
so-
see.
It's so unfamiliar to me about just key parts of what the gameplay is gonna be.
But they're doing it on purpose, though.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
like,
why I'm excited for it, but I'm not speaking on it too much because I know it's gonna be good, and I don't have no expectations that it's gonna fail me.
is it on the Fox engine, or did Konami take the Fox engine so he can't use it? So it's a
No.
new engine.
He built the whole new engine for it.
Ah, makes sense.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah,
So
look,
since we're talking about games, what first-person shooter with boots on the ground feeling would you rather play? Call of Duty or Battlefield?
Counter Strike.
I am with you on that. I did not mention that because
Out
I
of
figured
nowhere with the real answer.
because
The
I
real
figured-
answer is always gonna be Counter
because
Strike.
I figured most people are going to be playing on an Xbox or PlayStation. Counter Strike's more PC oriented.
Sorry, Master Race boy. Nah, let me
Word.
stop. I'm not a Master Race guy, but I started playing those kind of shooters on PC, and it was definitely Counter Strike. I did have
I
though.
started on 1.6. I was like 10 years old.
Talking about
Like,
80,
Wow, he's
bro.
talking about Counter-Strike
Yeah, I'm
Source.
talking when
What are you
when
talking
I
about?
talk about Counter Strike, I don't talk about CS:GO. I'm talking
No,
about original
CS:GO
Counter
is jokes.
Yeah, I'm talking about old school Counter Strike.
1.6 was beast mode, and then Source came out, remastered everything, and it was 10 times better.
Did they? I might have to go back and
Yeah,
play
Source
it
is
and
great.
get hurt.
You never
All
played
right.
Source?
Nah,
Yo, play it.
I'm gonna have to go there and be disappointed how bad I am.
I'm pretty sure they still have people actively on there, right?
Dude, there's still servers. The thing is, people own servers. It's not like a game where they'll just shut down the
Oh,
server.
it's like Battlefield.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you have
you
the
can
game,
have
a
your
good
own
copy of the
servers.
game, and you have a server, and you have multiple people that still play, like on the forums, you can play against those people exclusively.
I used to play with this group called East Coast Guardians. We play it all the time, all day, every day. Most of the time, only on Dustin Office.
Mhm.
We also played on Favela. No, not that. There was
Wait.
Favela was Modern Warfare 2. What am I talking
Yeah, I was
about?
Yeah, favela.
But there was a
My
couple
God.
other maps that I don't even know the names of, but they were mods of other maps. Like there was a bigger office map with more areas to go. There was a bigger Dust map. There were variations of Dust, but that's all we ever really played on. And never played Hostage Rescue. Only played Bomb.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
were you gonna say something?
No. I
No,
was just thinking about some games I'm looking forward to. Honestly, I'm gonna be upset if I cry when I play God of War.
Oh, the new
Yeah.
God of War.
It's
Yeah.
guys
I
or
don't
something
look
like
forward
that.
to games anymore because most of the time when I did, I was disappointed by the outcome. If you don't expect anything out of it and then you play it, you're going to be amazed at how cool the game could be and how much fun you've had. But if you expect that it's going to be the best game that they're ever going to put out, I feel like I'm just going to be let down.
I understand your point. My thing with having no expectations for games is if you do expect something out of a game, you won't get the full enjoyment of just
exactly.
experience.
That's what I'm saying.
That's true too. Yeah.
Like when I first got into Battlefield, I didn't know a thing about it. I started playing Battlefield Bad Company 2, and it was the best freaking game I have ever played.
Oh my guys in Florida, man, those are the two guys I saw.
You could parachute down from the planes. You could snipe people from across the map. There was bullet drop. You could destroy a whole. If someone was camping in a building, you didn't try to shoot him. You blew up the building.
Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna be with Yeet on this one, but I don't think we've ever played Battlefield, right?
No, I haven't played Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 1.
I've never touched Battlefield a day in my life.
Why
Yeah.
You missed out on the real Battlefield.
Because besides because I had Call of Duty, so
No, we'll see. I had played both, right? And then one day, I think my friend had actually offered to buy Battlefield 4 for me. I had to pay him back, obviously. But he's like, "Yo, get Battlefield 4. It's a really good game." And I was like, "All right, if you're gonna buy it for me, all right, bet I'll get it." And like, I just sort of got into it, and then
the new engine. Oh, okay, yeah. What's it called? Decima engine. Oh yeah, we're talking
game is
up.
that?
Oh, that's for Death Strand and the new Hideo Kojima. Yeah, so you found it. All right, cool.
But yeah, no. So and like I played it, and I was like, "Wow, this game is really good."
Yeah.
Battlefield 3 was even better than 4.
Yeah, Battlefield 3 was so much better than 4.
Was it?
Yes.
And that was for the PlayStation 3, right?
Yeah, that was PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah.
It also did come out for the newer consoles, but it didn't sell.
Didn't do well, yeah.
No, not at all. But like to go back to what you were saying about if I heard you correctly, because my mind's all over the place. But to go back to you saying not expecting anything from games. Did I get you said not?
That was me.
You guys not the
Both
expectation.
say that, yeah.
Expectation. Well, that could be that could be said about life. If you go into life not expecting certain things,
I'm
then
still
the
having
outcome
trouble
might
with
be.
that.
I know, and that's why I brought that up. I was like, if you go into life not expecting something, but you want it. I guess if I'm saying that correctly.
If you work hard enough, you'll get it eventually.
Well, you'll get hard of it. But if you go in expecting that you're gonna get something and you don't, you're gonna be disappointed.
Can I interject?
That's why we're here.
Do whatever
Interject,
else
boy.
you want.
I know that, right?
Besides Trip.
And Magic Man, just to touch on that, go into life expecting something.
Yeah.
You don't expect nothing out of life.
Yeah.
You were
Ye-
born, you came as a
The
child.
only thing
You
I
have
expect
no
out of life, even though this is gonna be kind of dark, is that we're all gonna die one day. That's the only thing anyone can ever expect.
And I don't expect that.
Here's the thing, and I agree with you, and I think I know where you're about to go with that. I'm not gonna shut you down, but I'm just gonna say, my thing is that, yes, from a morbid standpoint, we are gonna all die one day.
I don't mean to get on that
No,
level, but
that's
yeah.
it's perfect. It's perfect. We're all gonna die one day, right? Death is inevitable unless you figure it out, the fountain of youth, or you figured out how to shorten your telomeres in your DNA to where we don't all age super fast and we can live forever. We're all gonna die. Is what are you gonna make of your life at this very moment?
I'm just gonna have fun and enjoy it.
And exactly, you make the
least I'm gonna
best
try.
out of it, because you don't know if you're gonna die tomorrow. You don't know if you're gonna die in the next 10 years. I know so many people that have died already that haven't made it past 2021.
Mm-hmm.
So like people say, oh, you're obsessed with death because you got a death hoodie on. Listen, this is Mishka, first of all right? This is Mishka. This is pink tagging, boy. I'm out here pink tagging. I got my dad hat on. I'm good. I'm fly, homie. Anyway, but besides that, death is inevitable. If you fear death, I mean, never fear death. You're not gonna fear death. I think I
feared death, I wouldn't have done 150 down the Belt Parkway when I first got my car.
Exactly.
Hypothetically, you did that.
Hypothetically, you did those mileages that you said that you did.
Yeah.
You didn't do those.
But he did.
He did. Yeah.
Yo, you guys want to hear something funny?
But go ahead. I'm listening.
Well, we're
Back when
listening.
I was young, dumb, and reckless, I was leaving Nassau Community College, and I really had to use the bathroom. I really had to
Hypothetically,
take
he
a
did all
number
this.
two.
Hypothetically.
So as soon as I get off of Peninsula Boulevard, I make the right onto Sunrise, and there's 3 semis in the way.
So are you saying were you in the opening scene of the Fast and the Furious? Is that what you're saying?
Probably.
Oh,
All
jeez.
I know is that my car was low enough to where I could have went underneath them, but I was not dumb enough to do that. But I
not
just
Paul
sped
Walker.
in between all of them. Ended up
Yeah.
doing like 120 miles
Really
an
bad.
hour by the time I get to the turn where my house is. I get pulled over by a cop. He starts immediately calling me an idiot, stupid, this and that.
Because you are.
Yeah. Listen. Yes, I am. But listen, if you are given a PBA card, do not abuse it. Do not hand it to an officer and expect to be let off.
No.
Even though I was let off with a warning, my excuse was I really had to use the bathroom.
That was the worst excuse you could possibly use.
I still
actually.
got out of a 120
That's like the
mile an hour
go-to
speeding ticket in a 50 mile an hour
Yeah,
zone.
when you have a PDA, you want to use the least
Well,
excuse
I-
possible as to why you're breaking the law.
That is true. But
All
you
I
want
said
to
was
make
I
it
really had,
believable.
and it was true. I really had to use the bathroom. I had a turtle head sticking out of my butt.
But my thing,
I'm going 150 miles because I'm just trying to get to my house so I don't piss in my
Word, yo, I be
car.
leaving my girlfriend. I be leaving my girlfriend's house at 3:00 in the morning, and I would know that there's no cops on the Belt Parkway. So,
and here's the thing, you got to think about it from the cop standpoint. Is you defecating yourself really that important as endangering the life of someone else?
yeah,
Yeah,
but that's
really?
the reason why I always got off because
Really?
I was never endangering the lives of other people. It was only my own life that I was endangering. I never made that a point, but the officers understood.
Okay.
I mean, I can get your point. You got to see from the other side.
Oh, I know.
Hello,
Trust me, I know. I'm not stupid
I'm
like I
sorry.
used to be.
Copyright. This is where we cut off, guys.
Please don't.
Don't be speeding. Don't be driving
Keep
recklessly.
saying-
Don't be cutting
Rock,
people
don't
off
stop.
because that's not what you want to do. That's
Yeah.
how you end up in jail.
I want to touch about the whole cutting and stuff like that.
So you're talking about dipping and slalom,
Yeah, like-
slaloming.
Yeah,
Sorry,
like-
like that.
Swerving through traffic. Don't do
It's
that.
One thing. Okay, I'm not. Hypothetically, I've done that, right?
Hypothetically.
And it's cool and like when you do it with a couple of friends, like yeah, like I'm with my friends and like we're hooning right
Until
now.
you
like,
wrap
this
your
is
car
really
around a
dope,
pole.
right?
Mm.
But like lately now, and I don't do it anymore because like it's not worth it.
No, it really is not.
If you make a mistake,
Yeah.
you might not be dead, but
Yeah.
there's gonna be some serious consequences out there, right?
I mean, your car has to be really set up for it. Like I'm talking about, tires have to be fresh.
Right.
Talking about your suspension has to be on point. You have to be able to feel.
Well, yeah, that's the only
feel
reason
the
I was
car.
doing 150 was because I had the Prelude with fresh tires and it was lowered. So
Yeah.
I know I could take the freaking turns at 110 miles an hour.
Mhm.
It was stupid of me to do that.
Of course.
But yeah,
And I'm glad that you know that because some people don't. They're just out there doing it, and then they can get into an accident and then be like, "Oh, I didn't mean." To
another
kill that
point I
person."
want to make about speeding.
Mhm.
Obviously, everyone does 20 over the limit.
Mhm.
Everybody does.
Hypothetically.
Well, not.
I'm speaking-
Hypothetically, I'm gonna get back to the question that you started with.
I wasn't finished yet though.
No, finish. Let him finish because we could always wrap back around. You just have to remember.
All I'm saying is that you could be doing 70 and a 50 and not get a ticket, but the second you switch your lane, you're gonna have flashing lights behind you because that's reckless driving.
Agreed. Yeah.
You're already doing 20 over the limit, and the cop's giving you the benefit of the doubt that you're just keeping up with the flow of traffic. But the second you switch lanes, now you're trying to get in front of people.
Yeah.
Now you're driving
Cut
recklessly.
somebody off. Yeah. Even if you by yourself.
Of course.
Exactly.
But you know what I found that was dope?
What?
So
If I wanted to jump back to your question.
Yeah. No more.
Into this whole thing. I never. Gran Turismo, they did the online joint.
Mhm.
I had to actually watch a video on how to play online.
Really?
it's a completely
Wait,
different experience,
specifically
man.
for cars, like car games, or just any game?
For Gran Turismo.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
thinking about the setup of the sport of racing, the motorsport,
Right.
you have to,
Pretty much know how to drive a car.
right.
Yeah.
and
That's
not
the same
killing-
feeling I had
not
when I
killing
played Forza
anybody.
online. And I'm not talking about Horizon, I'm talking about
Yeah,
actual
just
Forza.
right? But that's
You actually have to tune your car
not even,
to
not
set.
even-
That's
not
what
even-
I had to do
but
though.
Not even tune your car properly. In order to even have access to the online portion, they make you watch a video and say, look,
Mhm.
you have to discipline yourself on the road because
Well, yeah.
I know in previous games that you played racing wise,
Yeah.
you want to drift all crazy and come in first, and you want to just cut everybody off and
What,
come in first.
what was it like?
It's the discipline.
Yeet was saying, not to cut you off. Yeet was saying before,
Wait until your spot.
in the past podcast, he was talking about how Tokyo Extreme Racer and how he would pretty much like to flash his lights and hit people into the guardrail. It's kind of like that. You can't do that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you can't do that in this game.
Yeah, like even if you knew, like, all right, I know the button to flash my lights, they won't even let you. Like, you know, they set the game so in tune where it's like, look, you're gonna play online with other people. This is real life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? This is online. You're playing with other people. You don't want to crash somebody's car that they worked hard on and destroy it because you want to come in first and win this race. In order to win a race, you have to race standard.
And you gotta have
But
skill.
When you actually do go online, do people actually pay attention to that or no?
I've never.
Oh, you've never played online. See, that's the
I
thing.
ain't jump online yet. I'm still trying to max out all my settings before I touch.
Okay.
The only time I've played Forza 7 online, I could say yes.
What?
Some people.
They're
It depends. It depends. Because if you get on the mic and you hear little kids, just back out.
Pretty
Just
much.
back out. But if you hear people that are their voices are a little bit deeper, or they actually have a little bit of knowledge about the cars, most of the time you'll have a fun time. You're not gonna be ramming each other off. You're gonna be waiting until your turn to take the lead.
Like GTA Online.
Exactly.
Yeah, so there you go. Like GTA Online and that's my issue. Like you play this game, right? And they don't care. They'll spin you out.
Yeah, of course.
For no reason.
Of course, because they can.
Get out the way. It's like, yo.
If the option is there, let's bring it back to Gran Turismo 4. Listen, you don't have to follow the lines on the road. You can run off into the grass and be able to cut time that way. But my thing is, like, that's not the driving experience that you want.
You still get a penalty.
Right.
Yeah, but the penalties don't matter if your car is faster than everyone else's and you get across the line faster.
You're very right.
So it's just like in the older games it was about how fast you can get there, and yeah, your car needs to be set up, but if you can get there before everyone else, then you can get there. These new games are about strategy.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally about racing, and that's what I kind of like.
But
Yeah.
Even in Gran Turismo, the sport for PS4.
Yeah.
Offline, you can have one experience and race how you want, but they'll take your offline experience and they'll say, look, when you jump in the online,
You can't be doing that.
don't do that.
Yeah.
And that's what the video pretty much demonstrates. Like, you can have all the fun you want offline. You could take your souped up car and send everybody into the soup.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever played Forza 7?
Yeah, I have it.
So you know that if you start ramming them, they will ram you back. Even online, even when you're playing single player, they will. If you start ramming, they will ram you off the road and make sure you do not stay in first place.
Word, they'll gang up on you.
Yeah.
They'll
Swear.
gang up on you and be like, get out our way.
But if you're racing with respect, like most of the time, if you're tailgating someone, you could just swerve right around them.
yeah.
But if you start bumping people when they're turning, you could guarantee you will get smashed up.
And that's why even when I be like just playing my game, like even when I'm trying to complete a mission offline, I reset that something, but every time, so I do it perfect. I don't try to bump people and get. Sometimes I have to.
I don't.
But
Whenever I
do
play a race
understand.
on Forza, I do keep the rewind on.
Yeah,
But that's just for emergencies. I really hate using it.
Yeah, that rewind
Agreed.
feature in Forza was like.
Oh yeah, it was like a cheat code without the cheat code.
Yeah.
Kinda,
saves-
sorta.
It saves you a lot of times.
Listen, yeah,
Don't
but
make
it
that
also-
mistake to begin
Listen,
with.
listen, listen. It may save you, but the less you use it, the more you learn how to play.
True.
And
that's
I
why-
think you could also learn how to drive as well.
Exactly,
Yeah,
because
for real.
you could rewind back 3 turns and make sure that you make all those turns perfect and at the right speed.
But you can't do that in real life.
No, exactly. Which is why there's these video games that are based on simulation racing.
But you want to know what? Remember the day that I didn't see you, but y'all were asking some kid who was like, "Nah, that was me." Remember the day we were talking about that the Infinity War coming out. Shout out Stan.
Yes. Oh yeah. The guest that we're gonna have on next week is a big Marvel guy. So
let me just talk about this
yeah,
first, just
go for it.
So
DC for life.
Yeah.
Okay, all jokes. Okay.
No.
But
Quick.
all jokes aside.
Yeah. Talk. Yeah. All jokes aside.
Nah, but all jokes aside,
DC's a joke. I'm sorry. Yeah.
But all jokes aside, like the way Infinity War I see being set up,
Mhm.
the Netflix series incorporate into that at some point.
You believe that?
I do, because
How?
after
Yeah.
the first four series, the first season,
Mhm.
Stan Lee's face did make an appearance at the last episode of Iron Fist on a poster. Before that, there was no Stan Lee cameo. He made his cameo on a poster at the last episode 13, season 1, Iron Fist. After that, the Defenders came. It's a limited series. It's only 8 episodes, and they started doing the.
I did watch that.
Yeah,
You should.
So there's
It makes
connection.
Iron Fist look so much better, and he was the wackest character.
Word.
He was worse than Jessica Jones. I gotta
couldn't
say.
even get into Iron Fist.
Yeah, I'm not getting into
Yeah.
so much the Netflix, but
Yeah.
for Infinity War, after Black Panther,
Mm.
I saw how
Wakanda forever.
Sure. I saw how everything was like set up and connected in every way possible. I
Yeah.
saw like all the truth that I've ever experienced in my life.
You saw
and
the
said-
Matrix.
Yeah, you saw the Matrix.
I did. I literally was like,
I am
oh my
one.
God, I'm really the one.
I'm the one.
And
I'm the next Black Panther.
No, and I wasn't even thinking Black Panther. I said I'm literally the one. I'm the glitch in the matrix.
Look at me.
who
I am the
literally
captain
can
now.
see through everything that I don't even care. I can do what I want. I can say what I want, and I know how to fix everything, even if I make a mistake.
He knows the way.
Do you know the way?
He knows the way.
The way,
My queen.
My queen.
But-
I show you the way.
But even in
Let me sing the song of our
even in
people.
Talking about the way, that's why I don't even fear death, because like
What?
Oh, we were like,
All right. Nah. Talk about it. Talk about it. You don't fear
I
death.
don't
All right.
fear death because, like, alright, I'm a Christian, right? I was taught to go to church every Sunday, pray to God. Jesus died for my sins. Okay, why are people still dying?
got more
around
sins
here?
coming for Jesus.
Right? No, but look, but
Yeah.
why are people still dying? Period. If Jesus died for my sins and your sins and your sins and yours,
Well,
why are people dying anyway? If Jesus died for all of our sins,
he died for our sins, but he didn't die for our lifespan. Is pretty much what
But that's
we're
what
not
I'm
supposed to be immortal.
But that's what I'm saying. I saw even the lie in the Bible.
Yeah.
If in Luke chapter 19, whatever verse it is, 20 something, when he's on the cross sitting between the two thieves, and one of the thieves says, "Yo, look, this is the Son of God," and he says, "On this day I'll be with you in paradise." That was a lie. He didn't go to paradise. He went to hell. He went for 3 days. He was in hell. In Revelations, it talks about he had the keys to Hades in his right hand.
Yeah.
How'd he get keys to Hades if he went to paradise?
This is true. I never thought about that from that standpoint. And
I never really did. I'm not a very religious.
I'm not a very
person.
religious person, but that's a very. You might have to make me go back and read the Bible, fam. Because like honestly, I do like to learn a little knowledge from every religion, just so that.
Me too. That's why I got boot on.
Urban Transfer will be having a religion class every Sunday at 1:00 in the afternoon.
You know what?
So tune in.
It's honestly, dude. To tell you the truth, I don't want this podcast to be too religious, but I do want people to be able to understand each other. Yeah. And my thing, if I can learn from a Muslim, and I can learn from a Hindu, and I can learn from an atheist,
well,
I
in
can learn from a
reality, there's
Christian.
something you can learn from everybody.
Everybody.
Even the people who've affected you negatively in life, there's something you will learn from them that you will not regret.
And not to cut you off, this goes back to the beginning of the podcast where we said he was saying that he was old and he was 34, and I was gonna say age is nothing but a number when it comes to knowledge. So my thing is, I can learn anything from anybody. I can learn anything from you. I can learn anything from you too, no matter how young you guys are. I've learned some factual information from a kid who was 18 years old. So to me, that means nothing. Like, if you are willing to take in the information and learn, I can learn from you. I do most of my learning that I do now, which is sad, I do from other people, because other people tell me things. I take it in, and then I do my cross-checking and I cross-check against what they tell me. Most of the time it's right, and it ends up being amazing that this person knew more than I knew. I don't know everything, and I don't expect anybody else to know anything, but all the collective information I get from everybody, I could learn a lot, right? So yeah, that's how the world works. And
He's
that's
like
how
the
world
giant
should
brain
be.
from Futurama.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm just out here trying to pick knowledge,
from everyone. Yeah.
Facts.
The more knowledge you get, the better. Knowledge is power. But yeah, so pretty much, I think we might end the podcast here. You know.
Oh man.
Yeah, damn, dude.
That was not an hour. Right?
Like, actually, it was.
Is that what? Yeah.
But yo, this is great. I'm kind of happy that I got all you guys here together and we can talk about the things that we talked about. Ace, I'd love to see you on here more.
I'll be
right. I mean, if you live across the street, maybe I'll finally see you one of these days.
Yeah, exactly.
Incognito over here.
I swear, I'm kind of Houdini. But if you call my phone, ring my doorbell.
Right.
If I'm home, I'm opening the door.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hit me up, because if I see you.
Yeah.
I'm in there.
Yeah, peeping down the street all the time. These guys flying down the block. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but yeah. Dan, it was amazing having you on the podcast. I hope to see more of you on here.
Most likely will, man. I got nothing to do on Saturdays.
So, yeah.
Wow. So
Damn. Pretty much.
No,
Yeah.
you're not the last resort. I just got out of work and I chose to came here.
This is true. Facts.
I could have went home. I could have showered after work. I could have eaten some nice food.
Yeah.
But no, I chose to spend time.
That's true. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate that. Dan, the Magic Man. Yeet God, you want to end this with anything? Got anything to say?
Just read the Bible and
Man,
Don't do that.
Don't tell people what to do.
Because let me just tell you why I don't read the Bible.
Oh.
Don't say don't read the Bible.
Look,
Don't say don't read the Bible.
If you're
why I
part of
say
the Christian
don't
church, don't listen.
No, even if you're part of the Christian church, I say don't read the Bible because it's nothing but tradition that was taught to us. It was a ritual. It was ritualistic. I went to church.
If you want to go
ritualistic, I listened to people speak about the Bible who thought they knew what they were talking about because they went to school for it. I went to school and was taught a bunch of stuff. Didn't care. I failed out of school at some point.
See, now what you see, a lot of people would be like, well, why am I listening to this guy? He's not knowledgeable or anything. You know, you
Just because you failed out of school doesn't mean you're not knowledgeable.
And that's what I was getting at.
I dropped out of college. I work in a mechanic shop, and I know a lot more now than I did 3 years ago.
And I actually learned a lot about mechanics from Gran Turismo from you. I know how to tune my car.
Exactly.
Gran Turismo, just from watching you do
I learned a lot
Thank
from
you,
freaking Forza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, those games will teach you a lot.
Spring rates, tire pressure, gearing.
Gaming, and just to, I know we're gonna end this, but just to talk about it this way, right? You know how people blame video games and music for a lot of bad things that happen. There's also good things out of it that you can take from it. Even though you're angry and you have some kind of aggression and you want to take out your problems on life, or you want to go and shoot up a school or something crazy like that. Yeah, I know, I said it. Shoot up a school. You don't need to do that. You can take it out on a video game. Video game is stress relief. It's there to take you out of your problems in reality now, and you can be able to put it into a video game and be angry there.
Going on that stress relief thing, music has helped me a lot with my anger issues, because I'm not saying I never ever got to that level where I wanted to go to school and hurt people.
Yeah.
But there have been times where I got home from school and the things that have happened, I just didn't want to do anything. But you put on a song that you really like, and it'll put you in a good mood.
Yeah, like music has pretty much saved me from the inevitable life-ending situation. So
Same here.
My thing is, like, without music, I don't care what anyone says. Without music, I probably wouldn't be here today. So that's just it.
At Epic Games, please give him that emote in the game. Fortnite.
Oh, Drake.
I want to hit him.
Oh, I heard about it. Drake wanted he wanted
an emote, and then he gonna spit a song, and
that's gonna be kind of sick.
Gonna plug Fortnite.
Sweet.
Isn't him and Ninja supposed to be doing something from Twitch?
They Twitch all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
And Ninja asked him a question like, "Yo, when we getting bars?
Yeah.
When at Epics, give me that emote."
That emote. All right. So yeah, pretty much, you guys, stop doing stupid things. Stop being out there trying to end lives and.
Nah, don't stop doing stupid things.
Oh, do as many stupid things as possible.
No,
but learn from it.
Basically. You gotta experience life to get where you're going.
So you have to make mistakes to be able to.
Everybody
to
needs,
learn. Yeah. Okay.
Everybody needs to make mistakes. There's never been one person in the history of the universe that has not ever made one mistake.
That's true. Damn.
I think that's a good way to end it right there.
That's true. All right, thank you guys. If you guys are listening, thank you. Like Ace said, we're on SoundCloud. Thank
Facebook.
you. Facebook.
We're
We're
gonna get
supposed
the
to
Instagram
have
working.
something on Instagram, but we need to put up content for that. And yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, just email us at urbantransmit@gmail.com, and we'll respond back to you in the next podcast. We'll do some kind of like live listening, and then we'll be able to listen to your question and answer it. So anything you want to talk about, just message us on there, or even message us on Facebook Messenger. We'll reply back to you. All of us are on there. So thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Have a good night, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Peace.
Live your life.
Live it.